Hi guys, welcome back to another video in Movies with Ingrid. Today we are gonna be talking about a very exciting movie, Mickey 17, which, fun fact, if you didn't know, was inspired and based on a novel that came out in 2022 called Mickey 7. It was directed and written by the same guy that did Parasites, Bong Joon-ho. And if you watch Parasites, you know this movie is gonna be great. It was acted by Robert Pattinson, Naomi Ackie, Steven Yeun, Mark Ruffalo, and Toni Collette. Mickey 17 goes about the story of Mickey and his friend Timo that borrowed money from a gangster to open a macaroni shop for some reason, but they have not given back the money that they borrowed because the macaroni shop is not doing any great. Nobody is like buying macaronis anymore, and this gangster is like, if you don't give me my money back, I'm gonna follow you and find you in any place on earth. And they get really scared, but because we are in a very like technology advanced future, they decide that they are going to space because now that's a possibility for anybody to go to space. And Mickey doesn't read the instructions of the signing to go to space, so he writes that he's gonna be an expendable. But what does being an expendable mean? It means that they can do anything to you as an expendable. Like, they can hurt you, they can send you on the most hurtful and horrible missions that there is out there. And apparently he's the only one that signed himself for that. And there's this machine there called the Regenerator that basically, if you die, they have a brick that they put all your memories in, and if you die, they reprint you. They reprint your body and they put in this new body all your memories. The body looks exactly like you did, and they put the memories in the body and you are new to go. And that's why they do to Mickey. They send him in the most horrible missions you can think of, and they make him explain how he died. And he dies and he dies and he dies, but they reprint him over and over. But there's this mission in which Mickey 17 goes, but he doesn't die, but they leave him there and they reprint another Mickey 18. So the plot of the movie goes about, now there's two Mickeys on the spaceship, and we cannot have that because apparently that's called being multiples, and being multiples means that it is very dangerous, and they have to unalive all of the multiples, even the original one, and there's not gonna be any trace of you. That they are not even gonna have your brick with memories. They are gonna throw them away. And why do they do this? Because one of the guys that invented the Regenerator was a psychopath, and he on Earth, he printed two more of himself, and the three of them started unaliving homeless people, and that became a crime, and they arrested the three of them. And we're gonna talk about more about this later, because there's a debate in the movie about whether having a regenerator like that technology is good for human race or if it's bad. The movie also goes about that the human race is going to this planet called Niflheim that is like ice age. There's nothing, but they want to live there, and that's why Mickey is doing all these missions, because there's aliens on there and there's toxic gases, and they try that, and they try to find a cure through Mickey, and he dies and he dies, and that's why Mickey 17 exists, because he died like 4-5 times before Mickey 17 and before they found the cure. I do have to give two bad things about this movie, and one of them was that the movie is very long. It's 137 minutes, which is very long. It's 2 hours and something. And I think easily they could have shortened the movie at least 20 minutes, like minimum 20 minutes, because I don't know if I was too tired and it was too late, but there were many scenes where I was falling asleep and they elongated them a lot, and my mom and I we were really tired and I was falling asleep. It's a very entertaining movie, don't get me wrong, but they could have easily shortened the movie quite a bit. Also, the biggest problem that I had with the movie, that I think really adds to the movie, but it was not for me, and you have to really listen to this if you want to watch the movie, it's that they hurt a lot the baby and the aliens of the planet. That basically they are not the aliens, because from their point of view, we as human race invaded the planet and we are the aliens for them. They are the normal race of the planet, we are the aliens, but I'm gonna call them aliens so we can understand better the movie. They hurt them a lot throughout the movie, like they cut parts of them, they die, they hunt them down, they treat them really horrible. And if I'm being honest, I'm a person that can handle a lot of human hurting on movies. Like if you unalive people in movies, I'm not gonna bat an eye. If you torture them on movies, you torture humans on movies, I'm not gonna bat an eye. Like that's okay with me. But if you hurt animals, that's a no-go to me, okay? That's terribly wrong. Like in Nosferatu, there was this scene where this guy really wanted blood, and he chewed off the head of a pigeon, like just like, and he chewed off, and it was terribly horrible. I had to cover my eyes because I cannot watch that kind of scenes, and it happened a lot here on Mickey 17. I had to be covering my eyes quite a lot, and I cried because I think this movie is gonna be nominated for the Oscars, or at least for any other kind of awards, because it was really great. And I think the premise of the movie is really amazing. It really shows what the future of all race can be, and I think they are gonna be nominated, especially for sound effects, because if you see it and you understand and you see and you hear the way the aliens communicate, and the way they yell, the way they talk to each other, it was really amazing. And you really had to cover your ears sometimes, because the crying of the babies especially, it was terrible for me, and it really made me cry, because why are we as a human race such bad people? Like we see something that it's different from us, and we either want to grab it and experiment with it to kill it, or we just want to kill it, or we want to experiment on it to make ourselves better. Like, oh, this alien race has these superhuman abilities, and we check their DNA to put it on ourselves. We are such a devastating race, and we have so many bad thoughts, and there's so many bad people out there. And that's the movie about this politician called Kenneth Marshall that builds this spaceship to go to Niflheim to form a new kind of race, of human race there, because he says, like, I want to have a very normal and pure race, and it's gonna be white people, and it's gonna be like pure race with people that are intelligent and have the best physical conditions. And you may ask why I'm speaking like that, because I think the character of Mark Ruffalo, Kenneth Marshall, is basically a parody of Donald Trump. The gestures of the face and the mouth, specifically the way he speaks, the way he behaves himself, the way he thinks, the way he does everything he does is basically a parody of Donald Trump, and it really shows us how crazy the guy is. And I'm pretty sure it's a parody of Donald Trump, and he just wants to kill the aliens. He doesn't even know what they want, who they are. And we are the invaders of their planet, but we want to kill them. How fair is that? It's not fair. And that's another point that I think was very, like, it took a bit for me from the movie, because I hated his character so much. And his wife's character, Ilfa, she was a terrible human being. Like, they were just terrible, and that's all the words I have to say for them. We're gonna be speaking about the good facts and the normal facts of the movie. Some of the middle ranking facts about the movie, it was the camera work. The camera work was pretty normal. It was not something that added to the feeling of the movie or to make us understand the feelings of the characters. For example, the feelings of Mickey, they didn't do that. Like in Black Swan, that the camera work really helps us understand what the character is going through. And also in Suspiria, that it really helps the watchers to understand and to feel more the emotions portrayed in the movie. This camera work in Mickey 17 was pretty average, pretty normal. We were seeing it as a third person, like, normal movie. The script was okay. Sometimes, like I said, it was very elongated, and it could have been shortened a lot. But overall it was great script. It kept me entertained for most of the movie. The acting, they really should nominate Robert Pattinson for something, because he was just extremely amazing in the way he even changed his voice to make Mickey sound even more foolish, more dumb, if I may say. His voice really added to it.
Ever since I was a kid, I've had scary dreams. This time I wasn't scared. As for my one and only job, I was proud of it. My great gift to mankind.
And my mom kept asking me if that was his real voice, like if that was the way he spoke. And that's not the way he speaks.
I spent a lot of time living off the Harry Potter money. I moved to an apartment in Soho in London.
So he really did an amazing job there, also separating the Mickeys, the personalities of the Mickeys, because if there's different reprintings of you, your personality can vary a bit, because there was a Mickey that was very affectionate. There was a Mickey that was very just dumb. And there's Mickey 18 that's very ruthless, it's very aggressive, it's very upfront. And he did an amazing job portraying all those characteristics of all the Mickeys, and the voice really added to the character, and it made me have more compassion and more understanding of the Mickeys. Also, Mark Ruffalo did an amazing job portraying Donald Trump. I give him 10 out of 10 for that Donald Trump impersonation. Like, you're amazing, Mark Ruffalo. I've seen almost all your work, and you are a really great actor, actually. And we have a Naomi Ackie that plays as Nash, which is Mickey's girlfriend. And also she did an amazing job, because she made me love her character, then hate her, and at the ending love her. Because you could say she's a very toxic girlfriend, but she is not. Because Mickey on the spaceship is a person that is taken as so little. He's not taken as a human being, and they treat him like a horrible thing. They hurt him, and they treat him like he's nothing. And Nash is always there for him, and she's always taking care of him, and she always wants to protect him, even if that means that she's gonna get in trouble. And I think that's what a good girlfriend should do if they're treating their special someone like that. We are gonna pass to the debate of the movie that I thought was very important, because we are headed definitely towards that in the future, which is the printer, the machine that prints other people, like other clones of yourself. Because like I said, there was this psychopath that the ones that invented the machine. He printed 3 versions of himself, and they were unaliving homeless people. And they arrested them, and the police was thinking, what do we do with this situation? Because it's very unusual, it's very weird, because technically they are the same. They have the same memories and they are the same person. But they are thinking separately now that they exist in separate ways. They are separate bodies. So, are they accomplices? Are each one of them the mastermind? Or were they just following orders from the original? And that really made my head explode, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have that technology pretty soon. And for some part, I think it's really good that we're gonna have that, because many of us, we are scared of dying. Like, we would like to keep living, and with this machine that would be possible. But it also, it's really, really complicated, because there could exist clones of all of us over the world. And what if all of them think differently and have different personalities? And what if they start committing crimes? What if they become successful people? Does that make the original like the same as them? Does that make the original criminals or successful people? And for me, I think we really should make a machine like that, but we should be really extremely careful, and maybe don't take it as, oh, I pay for this and you're gonna create more of me if I die, or create clones if I give you money to persuade you into doing it. No, I think we should do psychology tests to prove that the people is on the right mind to make the clones or the reprinters. And we should check psychological the other us to see if they are good mentally, and if they are not gonna have this variation of being criminals, like the inventor of the machine, that he was a psychopath from the beginning. So it was normal that the other hims were gonna be psychopaths, and they were gonna have very turbulent thoughts. So in this case, I think all of them were guilty, because the original was disturbed mentally and he was not sane. So that means that the other clones of him were also not sane. So all of them should be arrested, and they should be charged individually, but and as maybe different people, but they were all insane. They were not completely right on their minds, and they should all be arrested. Maybe we should invent that machine way later, and we shouldn't do it by giving money. We should really check on the mental state of the people that want to do that, so we don't have multiples or clones in the future. And it should be really punished to have clones of you too. I think that's my perspective on this very, very hard topic. Also, I think I didn't give any spoilers this time, so if you want to go watch the movie and discover what happens at the end, that's totally on you. You are gonna love the aliens, and you are gonna love Robert Pattinson. Like, I've always had a thing for him since Twilight and since Harry Potter, and he's just a very handsome actor, and he has a face card. His face card never declines. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching the video. Remember to comment, to subscribe, and to like. Remember to follow me on my other social media. I am more active on TikTok, and I have an Instagram. And bye guys! Thanks for watching!